Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And it's been teasing rain all day. Now, it did rain over there earlier, and they've got like 5 flash flood warnings up for that area. But none of it got here. That's about as far as it gets, and then it just moves on out of here. It never gives me anything. I don't know what I did wrong, but I just don't get any of that rain. So anyway, it was only 102 degrees today, so I decided to get some work done. And what did I get done? Well, it's a rock crusher, stone musher, rock crusher, don't you mess around with me. Anyway, not quite complete yet, but I did get some welding done, and I welded the hammerhead on the tool bit there so that it'll fit in my air hammer. And I made the mount for the grinder, and of course I welded the bottom plate on, and I got the bolts welded for the top plate. But I've got to figure out a good base for it that'll hold it nice and steady, and I've been looking at different options. That's why I got this metal plate here. But anyway, that's because I want to be able to turn this thing flat like that on the table, so I can use that rock crusher to crush some rocks. So what I did was I drilled and milled and put the pieces on the metal lathe and made sure I ground them down and polished them up so that they were smooth and level and true. And so we can lift this right off, and there's the chains on the inside. Okay, so you can see what the inside of this looks like, and I only put a small weld bead in the center there because I think what I might do is reach down in here and do little weld beads all the way around that plate, just so it gives it something to grind against when the rocks are slapping around in there. So anyway, this is it, and I will fire it up here. Hold on while I get 2 hands going. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. So that'll be down inside there like that, and it'll be rock crusher, stone musher, rock crusher, don't you mess around with me. Yeah, so anyway, once I get the base mounted on there, I've decided I am going to cut a square hole in here and use that piece of 2x2 square tube to make a chute where I can load the rock without taking it apart. So I can take it apart to dump everything, but I'll be able to just load the rocks that way. Now it does need to run and beat things up on the inside a little bit, and I need to trim the gasket to the right dimensions, but I'll do all of that when I'm doing the final prettiness and spray painting it and making it look nice. I was thinking about putting a discharge chute on it with the same 2-inch, so I can just discharge the powder and just keep adding rock to it. But it's a good idea to take it apart every now and then, make sure about the wear and the tear on the inside, make sure that nothing's about to fly off and cause damage or anything like that. So That's the 999 4.3 amp. I think I probably should have got with the 5 amp for a little bit of extra power, but the 5 amp was $14.99. This one was $9.99. So I had to pay an extra $5 for that one. But as I've said before, and I'll say it again, you get what you pay for. So most likely this won't handle it. This will end up burning up, and I'll have to go get the $14.99 one anyway. So instead of paying $5 extra and getting the right one in the first place, I'm going to pay $15 extra and throw this one away. Go figure, right? Yep. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. And yeah, I got my wire feed welder here, and got my auto darkening helmet that Pierre from Heat Seeker Bus bought for me when he was here in 2020. That was a thank you gift for helping him put it together and weld his wood burning stove for his bus. And I really appreciate it. I've been using the heck out of it, so thank you, Pierre. And if you haven't gone over to Heat Seeker Bus and checked out Pierre, see what he's doing up there. It's now the backyard bus, but he's still looking forward to doing some heat seeking as soon as the COVID restrictions are done. So anyway, I'm going to shut things down in here, call it a day, go in and get some cold beer, a nice frosty cold beer. Oh, it sounds so good. Oh. Anyway, one other thing I got to do, and that's why I left this to remind me, is I got to cut one more small piece here, bend it in an L, and then I'm going to be welding it right here to go underneath this so that I don't get any rocking vibration on this, because it's only locked in by two bolts on the side. So I want to make sure that I can put something under there just to give it a little bit of extra steadiness, and I can throw a large hose clamp around that and lock it into place, and then it'll be as solid as a rock. All right, so let me cover one more thing. I was going to do that last video, and something happened and I got cut off right at the end. That's why it sounded like I ended abruptly. But okay, I got it. That's a snake gate. That's keep the snakes from sneaking in there when I'm not looking. Yeah, so one of the things I was going to mention, quartz. Now, quartz is what I'll probably be doing the most breaking up of, and not real pretty quartz like this. This one's not bad. It's got a little red in it and a couple of dark spots on it, but that's not really what I'm looking for. I like the really dirty ones with the darkness, the black and the rust color and stuff like this, because you never know. There could be a little bit of gold still left in the middle of that. So most of this stuff is all float that I found out here in the desert, but it needs to be crushed up and checked. So quartz is number 7 on the hardness scale. That's pretty darn hard. I mean, you can wear yourself up trying to beat the heck out of this. Now, I'm doing a rock crusher, and a rock crusher makes it a little easier, but because it's such a hard stone, on the hardness scale, it'll wear out the chains inside of there and that stuff very quickly. So what do? How do you get around that? Okay, little known secret, and I'm going to pass it on to you guys. Quartz, a lot like glass, if you heat it up, get it very, very hot in a fire, and then drop it into a bucket of cool water, it'll break a million little tiny cracks through it, and you'll be able to almost crumble it by hand. So how's that? Huh? So I've got those 2 big pieces of ore over here that I found that are going to be way too big to fit in the rock crusher I just showed you. And these I do definitely want to break open because I've seen some gold in these things, some little specks of gold. But they're way too big, as you can see. They're not going to fit in there. So what I will be doing is I've got an old cast iron fry pan around here, and I'm going to set that up so that I've got it in a little metal lift out basket, and I can get my campfire going, throw those rocks in there and get them red hot, put a 5-gallon bucket right beside there, pull them out, dip them, let them cool off in the cold water, and I'll be ready to go to crush them up real easy. So remember that. Get them really hot, drop them in cool water, and they'll crush up very, very easily. A lot easier than even some of these other pieces of rock that are around. So that's the secret. I gave it to you. Remember, a lot of secrets going on around here. See the rust in there? That's why I grabbed this piece, because when you see rust, that's from iron. And you don't always find gold where you find iron, but you'll always find iron where you find gold. So remember that. That's another little tip. This is G-Bear thanking you for joining me. Saying don't forget to subscribe. I hope I earned you the subscriptions. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up down there, like the video, share, and subscribe. G-Bear signing off.